Hey, welcome back to Tough Love with Yesenia G. How are you guys? I hope you all are having a great start to your summer. Come outside. I know it's hot. Wear sunblock if you need to. Let the sun shine on you at least 15 minutes so that it can lift your mood if you're not having a good day. Well, the topic I will be talking about today is depression and how that showed up for me. As I mentioned before, a huge reason that I created the podcast was to share what I've gone through so that other people battling these similar thoughts and emotions know that they're not alone and that there is support. I had postpartum depression after my last two pregnancies. I went through hard I went through different hardships for both that triggered it, but this last time seemed to have also awakened unresolved childhood trauma. So I was going through a lot after having my last baby. And I didn't know how to cope. I was crying every day. I, you know, at home, I would try to hide it, put up a front, in front of my kids, in front of my family. But I was on in a roller coaster of emotions. I had good days and then I had really bad days. I didn't know what else to do, and I felt like I was helping myself as much as I could. I was going to the gym, I was trying to stay active, I was seeing a therapist, I would listen to positive music or, podcasts. I would read self-help books, but it's like nothing would fix it. And I would feel so guilty because I looked at my life and there was nothing for me to be sad about. I wasn't, in the same situation I was as a child. I had a great husband. He, he's a great father. He's a good man. There's nothing more that I can ask from him. I have four beautiful, smart, funny kids. We have a home and we can provide for them. So I didn't know what was I sad about? Why couldn't I shake this off? Like, why couldn't I just wake up and not feel like this? And that's when I started to think maybe there was something wrong with me, physiologically wrong with me. And I considered taking medication. So I saw a psychiatrist. I was prescribed an antidepressant, and I've been taking it for some time now. And it has helped me along with talking to my therapist, of course, and showing myself love by practicing self care. And like I said, that looks like, things that I enjoy. Um, but yeah, I remember those days where, like I said, I just, just the smallest tasks, like waking up, making my bed, taking a shower. Like, oh my God, like it just took so much energy from me. Um, and if you are going through something like that, maybe you've been feeling like that, I know what you're going through, and I just don't want you to feel alone or that this is like a never ending cycle, because I know it can feel like that it's just never ending, never ending. And then sometimes you have like those good days and you think, okay, I'm good, like it's over. But then you kind of just fall back into it. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, so far, this antidepressant has helped me, but it's not something that I just say everybody should do. Obviously not, because there are side effects, and I know other people, and depending what medication you're on, um, sometimes your symptoms can get worse, and that's a little scary. So that's why I always suggest, that you have to talk to a doctor. You need to be talking to professionals, because things like depression and anxiety, maybe we're not used to our parents. Like, I don't know about you guys, but obviously my parents, they weren't like going to the doctor for stuff like this, right? So it's important for me to at least tell those who are willing to hear it, like, no, this is not normal. You shouldn't be feeling sad all the time. You shouldn't be feeling anxious all the time. You shouldn't feel angry all the time. And that's when I realized I needed to ask for help. That even though, because I know a lot of us moms think, well, this is the part of being a mom. I need to handle everything, work, home. But for me, it was just overwhelming. And I had to ask for help. And I had to be honest with the people around me. I had to start saying no to people. Like, no, I just don't have the energy for this, even though it seems so minor. And before, it didn't bother me. I used to help everyone around me. And I realized, yeah, but who is there to help me, like in these days that I feel like shit? So I say that all to say that at the end of the day, all we have is ourselves. And we've all made it out of our darkest day, our darkest hour, darkest moments. We've all had them, and we're still here. So I want you to remember that, to give yourself grace, to remember that you are strong. And I also want to just read a quote that I read on Instagram that I really liked. And it says, "Your trauma was not your responsibility, but your healing is." So basically, I know a lot of us maybe have traumas that we went through that have prevented us from being truly happy with ourselves. And maybe there's people to blame for that trauma, but our healing, that's our responsibility. No one is going to come and heal us. Nobody's going to come and give us a secret potion or a secret pill or, you know, a secret prayer to heal us. It's consistent work that we will have to do. So I just want to empower you and tell you that you can save yourself and you will save yourself. Well, I just wanted to share that with you. I hope that you received a positive message from this episode. Depression is something that many of us go through, or maybe you know somebody that has gone through it or is going through it. Um, and and I hope this gives you some type of support. And next episode, I'm going to be talking some of my favorite books that I have read and that I often recommend to people. So if I already recommended to you, why haven't you read it? But anyways, I will talk about it again. I'll talk a little bit about the books and maybe some of my favorite things about them. But yeah, so leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about today's episode. Follow me on Instagram. I love talking to you guys. and I will see you next time. Bye. Remember, I am not a licensed mental health professional. The information provided in this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.